Hi there, welcome to Poseidon Live. The question that we're going to be answering today is, how do you as an entrepreneur let your business flourish in a down economy? So this is the first episode of Poseidon Live, or the first broadcast of Poseidon Live. So I just want to give you a brief overview of how this is going to work and how the thing is. So the good thing is, if you're on Facebook and you're logging in as a live viewer, I can actually see the comments and the stuff that you're posting. So if you want to give a shout out or whatever, I can see what's going on. If you're on our website, the same story, you can ask questions that I can also interact with and see what's going on here on the side of things. If for any reason the image or the video quality isn't the best, you can also on our website click on the different channels where we're broadcasting it. You can then go to YouTube. For those of you that's not on Facebook, that have Facebook, YouTube, everybody can watch the live video from there. So if it's a little bit slow, whatever the case might be, there's a couple of options where we're broadcasting. So the different channels is on our Facebook page, on my Facebook page. We're also broadcasting this to YouTube. We're broadcasting it onto Vimeo and onto our website as well. So it doesn't matter where you're watching from. You can then you can obviously switch between those different channels if you don't have the perfect quality or whatever the thing is. And once again, the comments and stuff coming through here, I can see this. So how this is going to work is that we're going to be discussing our topic, and then afterwards we'll look at the comments and things coming through. If there's a couple of questions, we'll answer those. But the most important thing is that if you're not watching this video live and you're watching it afterwards, you still need to comment. What you need to comment is, what is it that you want me to talk about in the next video? So if you're an entrepreneur and you have something that you would like us to discuss, a topic that you want us to chat about, it doesn't matter what it is. If it's an entrepreneur related thing and it might help people to improve their businesses, then we'll definitely look at it. So the ones with the most likes and the comments and the shares, those are the ones that we'll be addressing in our next video. So you can interact in two ways: live while we're here, you can make comments and talk to us live, or you can do it afterwards in the video as well. So that's entirely up to you. So just to give a little bit of background, so I've been in business for more than 15 years, and I've had many successes and I've had many failures in my career as an entrepreneur. And with Poseidon, we're the world's first online digital accountant. If you don't know what we are all about, or if you haven't heard about our company, you're more than welcome to go to our website, poseidon.com, and read up about us. But what we do is we serve as accountants for many companies. So we get a little bit of inside information into these companies. And the funny thing is through my years as an entrepreneur and the experience that I've gained over the last 15 plus years, and looking at our clients, you will notice that there are some companies that tend to flourish despite the circumstances of the economy. So it doesn't matter how good or bad the economy is, these companies always do well. Poseidon ourselves also do very, very well. I mean, the economy is quite tough at the moment. Moody's forecast is that we might move into a next recession. There's a lot of companies that's closing down that you're hearing about all the time, people being retrenched. But we are doing exceptionally well despite the circumstances as well. And that's what I want to share with you today. How do certain companies flourish in any type of economy and others don't? So those are the things that we'll be talking and discussing today. So the first and the most important thing is back to basics. When the economy is doing very well, it's possible for businesses to drift away from the normal business basics and still survive and still be fine. But when it gets tough, you need to get back to that business basics to make sure that you not only survive, but if you can master the business basics, you will also flourish. And those are the things that we're going to be talking about. So what are these business basics that's fundamental for your business to flourish? So the first thing is distinguishing yourself from your competition. And it might sound overrated, it might sound like a cliche, but this is a fundamental basic business principle that is very, very important. The way that you distinguish yourself is always with value. So you need to look at, how can I add more value to my client? How can I add more value to my customer through my business product or your service. So it's easy to get distracted with lots of nitty-gritty, and yes, but my place looks nicer, and I've got a better looking logo and a whole bunch of things. But the fact of the matter is, it needs to drill down to value, and I think that's where a lot of people miss that thing of distinguishing themselves. Distinguishing self is not having the brightest brand or the brightest logo or whatever the case might be. It is adding value. So distinguishing yourself is something that I'm always wondering if in South Africa you see these African curio stores that sell African curios. So when you walk there, might be 30 of them, and then they're all the same. All of them sell the same product. Now, when it's doing well, when there's a lot of tourists in the environment, let's say there's 1,000 customers coming through on a regular basis, then these guys tend to do on average very well. But if it goes very badly, and there's not that much customers around, what will happen then? I'm always curious, if one of these stalls start distinguishing themselves, maybe putting up a little bit of a banner, having a presentable person selling their products or their services, what will happen? And if that happens in a down economy, that person will start drawing the business from the others and still flourishing, while the others most probably will end up going down. So it's in exactly the same way. When the times get tough, when things aren't that great, distinguishing yourself is very, very important. And if you can truly distinguish yourself, if you can master distinguishing yourself in a down economy, you will then also flourish. One of the ways that we've distinguished ourselves is we've completely reinvented the accounting industry. The world's first online digital accountant. And that distinguishing factor is one of the things that's contributing for our business to grow. And the same with our clients that's flourishing in these economies. They've got something different. They've got a better value add to their client than just the thing. The question that you need to ask yourself, am I just another business? Am I just another plumber or electrician or an attorney or whatever your business is? Or am I the business, the plumber, the electrician? And that's where you need to go. You need to go back to the drawing board and get those things squared away. The next topic is sales. So sales is most probably the most important aspect of business, and one of the topics that's the most underrated by business people as well. It's very, very, very important for you to focus on sales. People create awareness, they do their marketing, and they do a whole bunch of things, but they're not selling the product. Here's the thing. You can have the best product in the world, the most amazing service in the world. If you're not selling it, there's no revenue and you don't have a business. If you've got the worst product in the world and you're still selling it, you are still generating revenue. Now here comes the finer trick. If your business or your brand or your product is not that great yet, but you start selling it, it will generate revenue that will give you the capital and the finances to go and improve your product or your service, make it better, and then you can eventually tick all the boxes. But the important factor is to focus on sales. One of the things that people don't understand, if I walk into a store and there's not a person there actually selling a product to me, it means that the marketing strategy is working. I'm aware of the store, I'm going to the store, I'm going into the store, but now I'm standing there and I'm looking at a product and I'm considering buying it, but nobody's actually selling that product. These are the benefits, this is why you need it, and there's a sales strategy involved. Then it means that they've got a marketing strategy but not a sales strategy. So the important thing here is sales, because that's where the buck ends. That's where the money is being made. A lot of people generate awareness and they boost posts and they go crazy, but they don't have a proper sales strategy in place. And it doesn't matter whether you've got a store selling a product or a service. You need to ask yourself, what is the process? How can I improve this process to get people to buy my product or the service more, or increase the sales of your business? Another very important factor in business is continuous improvement and growth. One of the things that you'll always notice about business flourishing despite the economy is that they are growing businesses. So here's the thing. If your business is growing and the economy gets tough and things aren't the way that they should be, then you'll grow slower. If you are in a comfort zone and you're not actively growing your business, you will then start declining. And that's the thing. That's the choice that you've got. If you're a growing business, rather grow slower, or you will stagnate and eventually start declining. A continuous improvement is a mindset. It's something that needs to filter through the entire DNA of a business. Am I better off this month than I was 2 months ago or last month? Am I better off this year than last year? It's a mindset that needs to be done on almost a daily basis. It's something that needs to be adopted on a continuous basis every single day. How can I improve? How can I grow? How can I be better? And that is one of the fundamentals to really bulletproof your business during tough times at the end of the day. Then one of the big things of our time is the ability to adjust is no longer optional. That's a no-brainer. We live in a society with technology, everything is instant and everything is fast changing. The best and the better thing now at this moment in time is no longer the best, later on. Things are changing all the time, and if you don't adapt or adjust to these type of things, then obviously you've got a bit of a problem. One of the things you still hear the discussions, people traditional versus digital marketing. And I'm asking myself, really, is it still an argument? Do you still ask yourself whether digital marketing is worth doing or not? Because I think if you're not on that bandwagon yet, you've got some issues. You need to ask yourself the things that are changing all the time. And I'm not saying jump on every bandwagon that's coming along, but what I am saying is the things that are changing, circumstances that are changing, the technology that's coming along, sit down, really go and have a look at it. Forget about your way of thinking. Get out of the one-sided track or the thing that you've been doing it for the last 10 years or whatever the case might be. Get out of that mindset and really go and look at it. And see if you can utilize this to improve your business. You have to be adaptable to circumstances if you would like your business to flourish over time. The great thing about things changing over time is that often these things can take you to the real next level. And it's not only about survival, that's the thing. We're talking about flourishing with your business. And one of the things is you need to adapt to changing circumstances all the time. Then one of the biggest issues, and this is a bit of a silent killer that people don't realize that causes a lot of issues, is non-compliance. Non-compliance is the silent killer of businesses. What happens is people start a business, they start trading, they do it for maybe a couple of months, keep on going with it, and then they don't pay attention to the actual compliance of their business. They don't get these things in order, they don't get everything up to scratch, and then these problems start accumulating. After 6 months or a year, 1 month becomes 2 months becomes 6 months, and 6 months becomes years. These things start to cause a lot of issues and problems, and it starts piling up debt with SARS and all the institutions. We have many businesses that come to us that their situation is so bad due to non-compliance, and I'm talking about healthy, profitable businesses that now needs to liquidate their businesses due to the fact that they've never complied with their compliance. So don't let the silent killer of business catch you at the end of the day. Your accountant is your friend. If you don't have an accountant, get an accountant. If you don't know where to look for one, go to osiren.com, because we are the world's first online digital accountant, so we can help you with that. But it doesn't really matter. Get an accountant that helps you comply with your business. Make sure that your compliance is in order from day one. Don't postpone it and let it be the end of your business for no reason. One of the last topics that I would like to discuss is keep going, keep on going. Don't give up. And this is also very much of a cliche, and I think people are tired of hearing this. The good thing is if you're running in a race, you're busy completing a race, and you're still running, you're still in the run of the race. The moment that you give up is the moment that you've lost. There is no such thing as a business that will not face hard times or challenging things or doesn't have obstacles to overcome. Even big, massive businesses, all of them face difficult circumstances. It's not only small or big businesses, all types of businesses go through challenging times. It's part of the journey, it's just the way that it is. So you won't get out of it, so learn to deal with it, but keep on going and keep on doing what you're supposed to be doing. We've discussed on the basics, and the basics are you need to distinguish yourself, you need to focus on your sales, you need to ensure that you've got continuous growth and continuous development. You need to make sure that you can adjust, your ability to adjust, and that your compliance is order. Use those things and keep on going with that. One of the favorite things that I've heard not too long ago is people talking about an instant success takes 10 years to happen, or an overnight success takes 10 years to happen. It's absolutely true. People tend to see from the outside this rapid expansion or this rapid thing popping up and thinking, goodness, but in such a short time, this company has went from nobody hearing from it to boom. I think Poseidon is one of those pictures. I mean, literally from the beginning of years up to now, we have seen exponential growth. But the thing is, what people don't see is before that, it took years of good habits. It took years of doing the right thing. It took years of the things that we've just discussed that accumulated to a success. And that's important. Keep on going, but make sure that you keep on going with the right habits and the right things, because then it will accumulate to success. It's only a matter of time. A funnel is something that you pour water in, and then it's got a little small spout, and then the water comes at the back. Make sure you keep your funnel full with good things, because if you keep it full at the top and you keep on going with that, it's only a matter of time. It has to come out at the bottom. Remember that. So I think that's pretty much all that we've got to know. So remember, this is our first video. So the next video is going to be on whatever you comment. So whatever, it doesn't matter what it is. If you've got something that you want us to discuss or that you want us to talk about, make sure that you comment on this video. So we will take the most popular ones and then discuss it on there. We will also have we don't have that much questions for today, but what we will do is we will address these questions on our next session, live question answer. Thank you so much for watching us start on live. I'm sure that this will benefit you quite a lot, and I'm sure that this will help you improve your business. Thank you for watching, and I'm looking forward 2 weeks time, also Thursday, also 12 o'clock. Look out for on our website. I will see you again. Thank you.